We are doing a little mini series on knives, and today we're going to talk about sharpening knives. Last time we talked about storage, and here's the block that I use to keep all my knives. You notice that I don't, nothing really matches. I used to be concerned about that, but no, I just have favorite knives and I keep them on the block and it works great for me. But something about sharpening, I think people tend to think that a really good knife doesn't need sharpening, but that is not true. I have had $250 Henkels that absolutely have to get sharpened, and I've worn them out because they've been sharpened so much. So all knives, whether they're good or bad, need a really great, I was going to say a quarterly sharpening or every 6 months. It just depends on how often you use the knife. So, but in the meantime, if you can't get to a professional sharpener, let me show you what tools we have available. There is something called a steel. I'm sure you've all seen these. These are not sharpeners, but they refresh a blade. And if your blade is starting to get dull and you want to just sort of refresh it and get through another project, then feel free to use the steel. That will really help. The other thing too is they have these little hand sharpeners, and they look kind of cheesy, but they actually work, and there are all kinds of these, but this happens to be the one I have here. But there's a sharpen and there's a hone, number 1, number 2. So you run it through maybe number 1 a few times, and you can tell it's doing good because there are actually shards of metal down there, so it is effective. And then I go to number 2 for the finish, and anyhow, that should last for another, few jobs. So just try, if you can, try to find yourself a good professional sharpener that will do your knives once a year or twice a year, whatever your need might be. And then in between those times, use your steel, use your little hand tool if you want to, and I think you'll get by just fine.